Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to DS Irae. Alright, we've been through the two fights, and well, we've witnessed it. Now let's see what's going on underground, or just in some secret passage in the church. Kasumi turned her head when she sensed the sound coming from above. She couldn't tell what exactly it was, being underground surrounded by walls of stone, but it seemed there had been an explosion upstairs. It could be felt even from here, albeit faintly.
Valeria
Trifa, leading in front, said that with a whisper of a voice.
この感じからして、おそらくはベイ。ならばなるほど、レオンハルトが残りましたか。哀れなり注意。またしても思いは遂げられなかったわけだ。真面目に同情いたしますよ。となれば、私の配役はどうなのでしょうかね。
Definitely some part of it is being a villain. Kasumi didn't understand. Maybe never mind. A lick of what Trifa was trying to say. His broad shoulders shook as he walked. But to Kasumi his back looked like an immobile and impenetrable wall. Yeah, a wall, one of his heart. Kasumi opened her mouth, taken by the feeling she had to collapse in no matter what it took.
その人が死んでしまったってことですか？
ええ。これで私の古い友人は一人もいなくなってしまった。レオンハルトが残るというのはいささか予想外でしたが。おや？
A doubtful look crossed Trifa's face. He considered Kasumi curiously.
なぜ安堵するのです？彼女はあなたにとって忌むべき相手のはずですが。
Kasumi had no clue what he meant.
レオンハルトは藤井さんを狙っている。ならばあれが死んだ方があなたは嬉しいはずでしょう。なぜ？
残念って。
I clicked too fast. Kasumi was not capable of feeling such an emotion in regards of someone escaping death. However, now that he mentioned it, Father Trifa's comment was indeed on point. Kasumi thought it over for a while and parted her lips.
そりゃ、だって同じ学校のクラスメートだし。
In your face!
あれに学生などという肩書きは何の意味もないと知っているでしょう。
Actually, it does. Was that really true?
彼女が独り立ちできるようになるまで育てたのは私ですがね。あれは言ってしまえば亡霊ですよ。過去と死者しか見ていないので。
Right, you don't know what happened there, dude.
そして当然、聖者のことも見ていない。学校という日の当たる場所は、本来あれの存在領域ではないのです。故に浮いていたでしょう。友人など一人もいないに違いない。あれはそういうもので、太陽とは相入れない。
ずいぶんひどいことを言いますね。
ひどい？
Trifa shrugged as if to show he didn't understand what she meant.
むしろ彼女の名誉を尊重した上での評価なのですが。やはり面白い人ですね。あなたは。あれと友人にでもなったつもりなのですか？
そりゃ確かにあっちはそう思ってないみたいだけど。
あなたは彼女のことが好きだと？
好きっていうかムカついてるけど。
ならばなぜ？
It was the question of why.
矛盾していますね。
だから。
Because she does not explain any feelings of hers. That's why she's making her mad. Yeah. It didn't matter if it made sense or not. Mystery novels were the only things that need to be grounded in logic and all that cause and effect business.
感情の説明なんか誰にもできないと私は思う。
Thank you!
それっておかしくないですか？
Exactly what I tell people!
と思うのもまた理屈。いやいや、私も上げ足を取っているわけではない。まあ良いですよ。わかりました。あなたはそういう人なのでしょう。ただですね。
もういいから。
Rhea is around. Rhea, who remained silent up until this point, cut in as for to protect Kasumi.
この子に変なこと吹き込まないで。単純なんだから。単純って。
Rhea's comment wasn't particularly nice, but Kasumi didn't feel too bad, for she heard genuine sympathy in Rhea's voice.
綾瀬さんも相手にしちゃダメ。ろくなことにならない。この人、口で追い詰めるの得意だから。
心外な。
Trifa smiled dryly and slightly pushed up his glasses.
私の絶法など副首領閣下に比べれば子供のたわごと以下ですよ。別に先の問答に意味などないと。それはさておき、あなたは気づいているでしょう、テレジア。先ほどから妙に落ち着かないのはそのせいですか。
Kasumi had no clue what they were talking about.
迷っていますね。どうするべきか。結構。でしたらば行きなさい。あなたには教えられることがあるはずだ。まさか何の情報もないまま私の前に引き出してどうにかなるなどと思ってはいないでしょう。
Ra kept her mouth shut. She hung her head down and shivered as she bit her lip. Was she angry? But if she was, then at who? It didn't seem like her indignation was directed at Father Trifa.
ねえ、綾瀬さん。約束して。
Ra met Kasumi's puzzled eyes head on and spoke as though making a plea.
すぐ戻ってくるから。余計なことしちゃダメ。
You should have said to the other guy that as well.
みんなあなたのことが大好きなの。だから、無茶なことだけはしないで。
She will be reckless. I bet she will. It's okay. Everything will be okay. Was what Ra's eyes said.
きっと、みんなうまくいくから。レアさん。
I clicked again to ask. Damn it. I'm just too excited for this. As Kasumi was momentarily rendered speechless by the sudden display of mature compassion, Rhea turned around and started back the way she came.
どこへ？着替えるの。こういう時っぽい服があるから。
And with those ambiguous words, she faded down the dark hallway. What was she trying to do? What was happening? Kasumi didn't know, but her heart was beating an ominous beat. People who said lines like this would always end up doing something reckless and leaving their loved ones miserable. She'd already had enough of stuff like that.
良い兆候ですね。私としても危険を冒した甲斐がありましたよ。
Trifa paid no heed to Kasumi's worries, letting out a sigh of admiration.
前向きなのは良い。レオンハルトのように死へ向く目線は危険です。メメントモリ。この意味するところは2つある。ありていに言えば、いずれ死ぬのだから真摯に生きるか、いずれ死ぬのだから生に執着しないか。
Alright, so actually I was only told the freaking first... the first meaning. You know, earnest life and so on. But... yeah. Not the second.
今まで彼女は後者寄りでした。まあこれはそもそも死後の救済思想のもとに生まれた宗教的価値観ですからね。彼女に馴染みが深いのはこちらでしょう。
Now that I think about it, I really regret the fact that I did not know. I mean, I did even not thought about it, but that second meaning. Man, if I were to say this on my lessons of Polish, when we were reading one book, oh, my teacher would surely be very surprised hearing that. If you said something like that. Teacher, you know, it might also mean no, don't cling to life since it all leads to the same place, yeah? How... I don't know. Well, he would respond with something crazy for sure. Anyway.
しかし、それは良くない。テレジアの言葉を借りれば、 ろくなことにならないのですよ。生よりも死に救いがあるなどと、そういう考え方は地獄の門を開く。
地獄？
Kasumi urged him on. That word hit very close to home at the moment.
地獄って本当にあるんですか？
Of course it does.
ありますよ。私は実際に見た。
Well, you are also the creator of such situation as well. Kasumi did know what he meant by that, but she had a feeling it was no metaphor. She could tell he wasn't referring to something like battlefields or poverty. No, Father Tifa was saying he's in the real hell.
死人の国、死者の城、膨れ上がり続ける無限闘争の世界。まあ、そうしたものですね。我々はバルハラと言っていましたが、仏教で言えば修羅道です。その中身ならば見たことがあるし、落ちたものも知っている。
Who's that?
あれほどおぞましいものはない。
His tone was as mild as always, but not now it carried a barely perceptible echo of a tremor. He appeared to fear that hell from the bottom of his heart.
故に、今を精一杯生きる。そうした考えを持ってほしい。あなたもそうですよ、綾瀬さん。魔性に同調などされては私も困る。
I'm sorry, what the hell are you talking about right now?
藤井さんも、それでは甲斐がなくなるというものでしょう。
What the hell is he talking about? What did he just say?
ですから、彼は来ていますよ。テレジアはそれに気づいて、迎えに行ったのです。
Kasumi's mind went blank at the moment.
なんで？
Why? Because you did something reckless and stupid, damn it! Why did he never do what she taught him? Why would he do? He didn't have to come. Yes, he did. He shouldn't have. Yes, he should. She was supposed to put everything to end by herself. Okay, you wouldn't achieve anything here. Let's face it.
皆があなたを大好きだからだ。
Yeah, but she felt the same way. It was because she loved everyone that she did what to put them in danger. And yet...
動機も目的も同じならば、限られた席は奪い合いでしょう。仕方のないことですし、美しく愛すべきエゴだ。
本当にレンが来てるの？
Of course he is, damn it!
見たわけではないですが、十中八九そうでしょうね。第7がベイの命で開いたのなら、相手がレオンハルトである確率は極めて低い。ゆえ、第三者がいたことになる。となれば誰か、もはや考えるまでもない。
All he does find connected inside Kasumi's mind. Should I swear her had been mad now? She and Kasumi were trying her hardest, only for some fool who couldn't read the mood to mark it all up.
なるほど。確かに感情は理屈にあらず。嬉しそうですね。
Kasumi hadn't even noticed until Triva told her. He let out a pleased chuckle.
結構。いや、実に結構。素晴らしいですよ。死を神格化などしてはいけない。ああ、わかっています。あなたはここに進んで生贄となりに来たのではない。私を、この生産杯を倒すつもりなのでしょう？
I still have no idea how would she do that.
倒すっていうか。
Kasumi was slightly taken back by Triva's kind smile, for she felt no hostility from him. The warning bells in her heart were ringing like crazy.
なんで笑ってるんですか？私にそんなことできるわけないって思ってるんですか？
Okay, Kasumi, let's face it, you are the only one thinking that.
はて、私は笑っていましたか？
Come on, someone believes she could do that. Come on, she's the only being around that thinks that she's capable of doing that.
いつも笑ってるじゃないですか。
She will do something reckless. She will. She unconsciously raised her voice. Her heart was pounding so hard it hurt her eardrums.
私、神父様のことだけは よくわかりません。
Yes, sir.
遊園地で、見せられたあれが、どこまで本当かはわからないけど。
Kasumi, run for your life. The miniature garden known as Lebensborn. If Lisa's Banner's memories weren't a false illusion, Kasumi possibly knew more than Irae at this time. She only knew of the members of the Obsidian Round Table through Lisa's viewpoint, but it was still enough. However, even with that, there was one person who was lacking. Only Trifa never showed up in Lisa's memories.
あなたは、何なんですか?
A monster? Well, he was showing you her memories, so no matter how you look at it, he probably erased himself from them somehow. I mean, wouldn't it be possible? She couldn't imagine he had deliberately covered up information regarding himself. Come on, why not? It's possible. Very possible. I would say it's more possible than them they not meeting, I guess. Maybe. But Trifa hadn't existed until 60 years ago. Trifa let out a light but troubled sigh.
だから言ったでしょう。
He was in
私
hell
は地
basically.
獄を見たと。
That's why that bastard is so powerful actually.
いや、正確に言うならば、今もそこに落ちている。
Say what? She didn't understand the word.
リザの記憶で私がどう扱われていたかは知りませんが、多分言いましたよ。あなたが気づいていないだけです。
Yeah.
まあ、不毛な話はやめましょう。今の我々は同志だ。
Just a different name, right?
同志?
というよりは、五越同州ですかね。ともかく、我々の利害は一致している。性格もね、基本的に前向きです。お互いに死んでほしいという点を除けば、やろうとしていることは一緒だ。
Eh? It seemed like the priest had seen through all her scams, but rather than condemning her, he empathized. In that case, they really were better enemies in the same boat. However,
一つだけ、いいですか?
oh, just say it. She took a deep breath, sorted out her feelings, and looked up at that small mask.
神父様、さっきから勘違いしてます。
Maybe she shouldn't be saying this, but she was so angry she couldn't help it.
倒すとか、死んでほしいとか。
Eh? The heck was that all about? She was just a high school student. She didn't want to be treated like some crazed psychopath on a killing spree.
私は、あなたをぶっ殺しちゃえとか、思ってないです。
Is that so?
ほう。
Triva sounded truly surprised. It seemed he'd never expected those words.
大体、どうやってやるんですか? 私、ただの剣道美少女ですよ。あなたたちみたいな変態軍団の相手なんかできません。
Soldiers is really saying not much about them.
それに、第一。
She never want to see someone die ever again.
あなたまでいなくなったら、レアさんが悲しむかもしれない。
You think so? You really think so?
は?
Yeah, I know, right? What the hell is she talking about? She truly had struck an unexpected chord. Triva stood dumbfounded for a few seconds, then started laughing as if he could hold back no longer.
これは参りましたね。なんともはや。
何がおかしいんですか?
Kasumi's face flushed all red. She never expected him to burst out into laughter. Did you find her that amusing?
身近な人が死んじゃったら誰だって嫌じゃないですか。桜井さんだってきっとだからあんなになって。
You don't know. You really know nothing, girl.
私が。
She really does know nothing. She felt cutting short would be cowardly, so she made sure to finish.
殺しちゃった人たちの家族も。
You didn't kill anyone, damn it! Come me, stop getting the wrong ideas.
もうそういう人たちを私のせいで増やしたくない。
You were controlled by the guillotine, damn
思う
it!
ことの何が変なんですか?
You've done nothing, so stop Stop it, seriously.
いやいや、そうですね。あなたは別に変ではありませんよ。
She is a bit.
ただ、勘違いをしておられる。テレジアの中にあるだろう、愛すべき隣人という輪の中に、
Well, isn't it
私
obvious?
は入っていませんよ。
It was obvious.
そんなことなんでわかるんですか？
Nothing needs to make you that. You just know that. Not to mention, that wasn't even her point.
好きとか嫌いとか関係なくて、死別は辛いものでしょ。悪い人だったからいなくなってせいせいしたとか普通は思いません。
Now don't you? Well, I mean... Wait, what? You don't seriously wish for people to die just because they are bad? Well, I guess from earlier stages of the game, that means I'm totally not the way she thinks.
すごくその人に怒ってても、いきなりいなくなっちゃったら胸に穴が開く。そういうの苦しいんですよ。
How would I know, damn it? Trilfa narrowed his eyes, stroking his chin, then looked at me as though he were looking deep inside her.
どうも、ご自身の経験則からおっしゃっているようですね。どなたか憎らしい誰かをいきなり殺されでもしましたか？
I know.
それは。
His eyes were deep blue like placid lake waters, yet there was also something like sitting gold within them. Kazumi was momentarily taken back by that sight, but when she came to, she shook her head.
そんなことはどうでもいいです。
I know.
レアさんにとってあなたはお父さんみたいなものでしょ。どんなダメ親父でもいなくなって平気なわけない。
Boom! You've got your answer. Connect one word and you will know.
母親を殺した父親でもですか？
Trilfa continued without missing a beat.
リザを殺したのは私ですよ。知っているでしょう。彼女の魂に触れたなら。
True, she hadn't exactly been aware of that.
つまり私はあなたにとっても敵なわけだ。彼女のおかげでヨハンは助かり、あなたは生まれてここにいる。
That's actually a great thing that she's living.
そしてそんなリザの心を踏みにじっているのがこの私だ。真面目に客観的な話、あなたから見て最悪な男ではないのか。
Well, in my logic, your logic works, man. I think you are correct. Yeah. She will probably force herself to say, no, it's not true. He had a point. It still hadn't really sunk in that Lisa was technically her family, but even if she hadn't been, Kazumi had known her personally. She admired that beautiful, kind lady who treated her so well. Okay, beautiful, yes, kind. I guess to her, and yeah. What the priest did was unforgivable, and it did anger her very much. However,
なんでそうしたのかだけ教えてください。
to open the swastika. That's all there was to it. A rare restrained voice echoed from Kasumi's mouth. She suppressed herself just because she hated talking at Riva's face. That was it.
私は頭良くないから何が正しいかなんてわかりません。憎いから殺しちゃえとかそういうのも自然だと思うし、だったら私も死ななくちゃいけないんだけど、死にたくないし死んでほしくない人もいるし。
Noticing Kasumi really knew what she was thinking more. She cursed her own stupid head.
私はそんな感じで いつもからかわれてるから真面目な話には関わらせてもらえない。そりゃ確かに邪魔だろうなとは思うんです。冷静じゃないし引っかき回すし察しも悪いし、基本迷惑かけてばっかりで。
And did you do the same thing actually by going here? She actually was happy Ran had come after her, and she knew her decision to go off and do this on her own was causing him trouble. Yeah.
でもだからって悩むのをやめるのはおかしいと思いませんか？
And that's not true! You actually can't stop caring.
私はずっと何にでも逃げずに正面から受け止めたいし考えたい。本当に何をしたらいいんだろうって
I mean,
いつも真剣に悩みたい。
you can't stop caring about every other thing, I guess, but there are things that you can stop caring about.
そりゃあ失敗したり後悔したりすると思うし実際してるけど、じゃあもういいやって極論に走りたくないですよ。そう。
She spoke her honest thoughts, and I clicked the button again. Too fast.
選ばされてる気がするじゃないですか。
And that kind of position would only make her wish to shift blame.
あの時は大変だからとか誰々が悪いからとか、私凡人だしみっともない感情も持ってるから、そんな風な逃げ道を用意して全部そのせいにしちゃいそう。
Maybe even the darkest of everyone.
嫌だ。
She was possessed. She was doing it on her own will. Those dozen or so people were killed by some power completely unrelated to her. She was a victim, if anything. It would be so easy to run from guilt like that, but she couldn't. What are you talking about? What guilt? Yes, you could do that. On that note, it was really her own will telling her the man in front of her was an inhuman monster that should disappear from the face of the planet? Good, she declared that was something she came up by herself after hours of worrying and pondering. No, she could not.
だから私はちゃんと知りたい。あなたが何を考えているのか。
And so he says, I don't want to tell you that. Let's go.
だって行動を起こすのは私の手と足でしょ。
Not only that, in some cases. And the one that was responsible for controlling them was her brain, regardless of how ill-constructed it was. What? And so she wanted them to be in proper sync. She was a remote-controlled vehicle that moved according to intercepted radio signals.
もうなんか自分でもわけわかんなくなっちゃった。もう一回初めから言い直していいですか？
Stuff. No one will understand you anyway.
いいえ。
Triva met Kasumi's heightened state of excitement with a strange look on his face. He gazed at her with dazed eyes like those of a martyr who had discovered his holy object. He then followed up with a sullen voice unfitting of his usual detached behavior.
信玄、胸に染みましたよ、綾瀬さん。あなたは素晴らしい哲学をお持ちだ。
What?
なるほど。行動を起こすのは己が手と足。選ばされているような道は結末を転化したくなる。ああ、確かにそうなのでしょうね。皆があなたを愛するようになるのもよくわかる。リザの判断は間違ってなかったというわけですか。
The hair I'm talking about now?
いや、その
You should have said nothing, damn it! First, I didn't really understand why Kasumi got very flustered at being praised so honestly.
私は単に頭悪いだけで。
Yeah, you should have not opened your mouth there, you know.
いいえ、あなたは賢い少女だ。私などよりよっぽどね。
For I have a really bad feeling that you will use her somehow. And that freaking hurts.
そう。どこかキルヒアイゼン教に似ておられる。レオンハルトが妙に意識していたのもうなずけますよ。
それは別に。
It's like the top 3 or top 5? I mean, top 5? Top 3 after the top 2? He gently rubbed her head, putting her at even bigger loss at how to react. She didn't know exactly what he found so admirable about her, but discussing that could wait.
私の質問に答えてください。
He won't.
リザのことですか？何を言っても言い訳にしかなりませんよ。単に邪魔だったから排除したと。そう取ってもらって結構。要約すればそんなものだ。
With those words, Riva let go her hands.
しかし、さっきのは嬉しかったですよ。私が死ねば、テレジアが悲しむかもしれないと考えたこともなかった。
She won't be. Don't worry.
私は死にませんがね。
God damn it. We'll see about that! Because we felt as if something was being drained from her body. What the hell are you doing to her, asshole? Her consciousness was fading. She fell to her knees. Impossible. What was happening? Was I being too naive?
要するにあなたは、ハイドリ秘境の出陣を防ごうというのでしょ？ああ、それは私も同感だ。あの方は、こちらにあるべき御人ではない。
However.
ですが、私の望みは叶えねばなりません。残念ながら、説得されても気は変わりませんよ。あなたに言わせれば、極論に走った愚か者ゆえ、天下こそが私の渇望なのですよ。
She was falling. Her vision grew darker. I mean dark, but the moment before the darkness consumed her.
ねえ、神父様。
Kazumi voiced the question she would answer, most of all.
あなたがレアさんを大事に思う気持ちだけは本物ですよね。
And so he answers. He didn't answer. He would not answer. The divine weasel had nothing to say. Though it should have been a difficult question, he kept silent as a statue until suddenly.
それが分かればこんなことはしない。
So basically. What? You had no emotions or something like that? His voice full of a bitterness, spurned by neither anger nor lament, filled Kasumi's ears as she collapsed.
すでにグラズヘイムの参道は塞がれている。あなたの側に新たな道が生じるまで、もう幾ばくかの時がいるでしょう。
Okay. Open the app. Guillotine. The hell is that? Is that hell? Alright, in Norse mythology it is a realm in Asgard where Odin's Hollow Valhalla is located. Give me a second. According to Grimnismal, alright, let's not go any further, I'm not going to look what's Grimnismal as well. Right.
だがこちらの参道は狭い。魔性が流れ出る器ではない。
Alright, stop, and stop and stop, yeah. What the hell is he talking about? I mean, I kind of get the idea what he's talking about and I don't like that.
その分、母体が弾け飛ぶ確率は高いでしょうがね。イザークに捕まるよりは良いでしょう、綾瀬さん。
Can you shut up? Don't you even dare. Trifa tilted his head as he spoke in a truly emotionless voice.
しかし、ゲセヌ。
Had he overestimated her, or was it the other way around?
まさか本当に 私を説得することだけがあなたの狙いだったのですか？できるとでも思ったのですか？であれば誠に光栄だ。私を人として見てくれたのですね。だが
The weak saint turned around, picked up Kasmin, carried her out deeper into the darkness. I don't like
愚か
that.
だ。私は人ではない。
Well, none of you are.
そういう器は脳髄ごとはるか昔に捨てたのですよ。
Eh?
できれば当時にあなたと出会い、その魂とその心がどんな色と音をしているのか見てみたかったものですが。
Self-mockery sit out of those lips. It was beyond hilarious to think if momentarily desired power, he had loathed and abandoned himself.
それは叶わぬ夢だ。私は二度とバルハラに落ちない。では綾瀬さん、共に客人を待ちましょうか。
Huh? The doors opened and slowly closed. All that remained was pitch black darkness and silence. All that remained is to end this episode and continue in the next one. So for now, hope you enjoyed it. And see you then. Bye bye.